Because one day it's really going to come in handy. One day you're really going to be good at it. And I don't just mean as a sportscaster. Maybe you become the producer of the show. Maybe you become the owner of the network. Because you've paid attention to it. You've managed your money well. You've been very smart about what you do. And you're good at it. You know, Dave Bing. You ever heard of Dave Bing? Dave Bing was one of the biggest stars in the National Basketball Association. He played for the Detroit Pistons back when they were really terrible. But Dave Bing was unbelievable. He left the game and went into the steel business in Detroit. Made millions. You know who Dave Bing is now? You know what he's doing now? He's mayor of Detroit. He's mayor of Detroit. People said, look, we've tried a knucklehead. You know, Detroit's mayor went to jail. Brother Kwame Kilpatrick, the man with the 9-button suit, went to jail. Text messaging. And engaging in other kinds of improper conduct as mayor. Got convicted. Real cool guy. People in Detroit said, you know, we tried the cool guy. Let's try the smart guy. My point is that basketball took Dave Bing to the mayorship of Detroit. So, make good decisions. Give it some thought. You all are very talented. But you're talented intellectually, too. And don't sell yourself short there. I'll take any questions that you wish to ask.
One thing I would like to say, I'd like to thank you for coming to talk to the kids at Team Izod, especially explaining the gun thing with arenas and explaining to them that basketball will take you somewhere else. Every basketball player wants to be a rapper, every rapper wants to be a basketball player. I don't think a lot of them understand it right now, but later on it'll sink in the message that Mr. Harvey was giving to you guys. You got opportunity, a lot of guys on here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Got any questions? Basketball players want to be rappers. You know, that's a good point. But see, the problem with so many of these guys, almost none of them know how to read their contract. I'm going to tell you a story about somebody. I'm not going to tell you who it is, because we're being filmed, for one. And number two is, it'll break your heart if I told you. Two artists got into an argument with each other. They were touring together. They got into a big argument. And one of them left the tour. They sued. And so they sat in the room with lawyers, people like me. And one of the lawyers started asking a guy a question about his contract. And it took him a long time to answer the question. And finally, the personality said, I'm not so good with reading. The fact is, he couldn't read his own contract. So he didn't know what the contract required of him, because he couldn't read it. But think about that. You think that guy's a likely candidate to have money stolen from him? Mm-hmm. I do. You think that guy's a likely candidate to one day be broke? I do. The guy can't read his own contract. He doesn't know how the business he's in makes money. He doesn't know what he's entitled to because he can't read his own contract. You gotta be kidding me. But yet he's walking around, he's all blinged up, he's walking with swagger. Everybody's saying, wow, look at that cat. He can't read his own contract. You have guys in the NBA right now who cannot read. I'm not kidding. I've seen them. I've seen them. I've seen them sit in a program and somebody had to explain to them what was being shown. They can't read. They've been through 4 years of college or 2 years of college and can't read. It's a shame. You know what? I don't blame mama. I don't blame daddy. I blame them. At a certain point, my young friends, it's not mama and daddy that did it to you. At a certain point, it's you. You made a choice not to be. And so you aren't. You made a choice out of anger, out of pride, whatever it is, not to be. Not to read, grow, learn. And so you aren't. Make a better choice. You deserve it, doggone it. In the same way that you would stand on the court and say, I'm the best player today. Today, I'm the guy. Well, you can look at a book. The only reason you know rap lyrics is because you hear it 8 times. 8 times a day, and you begin to memorize it. Well, the same thing works with a book. You read it 4 times, you know it. They could ask you any question about it. You know it cold. Why? Because you've read it 4 times. That's all it is. It's discipline. You have it. Make sure you use it. Don't waste it.
Yes, sir.
You come out of college and get to the NBA, right? Can you explain what type of contract the NBA will offer to you?
But they're going to give you a form. There's almost no negotiation. Here, kid, sign. Okay, now, here's your schedule. You come to practice. You have to be at the team. You have to be at practice at a certain time. After practice, there's film. After that, there's a workout. Now you've got to be at the team bus at a certain time. You have to be at the plane at a certain time. You miss it, you get fined. You're late to practice, you get fined. You miss a game, cardinal sin. You get fined. After a while, they get sick of you, they trade you, or they cut you. If you're really good, they'll just trade you. They'll say he's a head case, we can't deal with him. See, they view you as an adult. They give you a schedule. They give you a schedule, much like college. They say, at this time, you come to practice at this location. They don't care that your alarm clock didn't work. They don't care that you were hanging out last night, you're tired, you don't feel like it. Realize this is about, what, 82 games? You know what it's like to play 82 NBA games? Do you know what it's like to get off a plane, play a game, get on a plane that night, fly to another city, get off a plane, go to the hotel, wake up, eat, go to a shoot around, you know what that's like day after day after day after day. This is a job, folks. And it goes from summer camp, and if you're fortunate enough to be in the playoffs, it goes until about June. You get about maybe 2 months off. This is a job, and they don't play. Why? Because they are paying you to be available, to be healthy, and to play your best every night. It's a job. It's a job. You're required to do what they ask you to do, and if you don't, they cut you. And then they go get the next guy and say, do you want to do what we tell you to do? And that next guy says, yes, sir. They say, okay, you're on the team. He's out. It's just that simple. This is a business.
Any other questions? Any questions at all? Mr. Harvey, we want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We're
It's a pleasure
grateful.
to be here.
We're grateful.